Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. I hope everyone had a great weekend and had some time to relax and just hang out. Let's get into it. So, last week we learned about the judicial branch. So, you guys looked into the role of the Supreme Court as well as a lot of significant court cases that have impacted our country. Keep in mind as we move on from this branch that the big takeaways that I want you guys to have is this is the branch that interprets and studies the law. So, at minimum, that's how you can kind of overall define this branch. This is the one that looks at the laws, compares it to the Constitution. Think back to the supremacy clause that we talked about last week. This is that clause that kind of says everything will ultimately default to the Constitution. So this is the law of the land. The other things I want you to keep in mind regarding this branch are just the role of the Supreme Court, as well as these cases that have significantly impacted the country. I know everyone picked two to kind of do a deeper dive on. I'm going to post some of those so we have them to share, and you guys can kind of learn from each other's research. Great job on that. Thank you for all of the hard work that you're doing. So let's talk a little bit about the plan for this week. We are still going to talk about the branches, but we're going to take a step back and look at the three as a whole. So we're going to do a deeper dive on what it is to have a check and balance system for these branches. We have talked about this a little bit every time we go into a branch study, but I want you guys to kind of get the big picture now, and you'll have an activity that'll map out exactly how each branch will perform a check or balance on the other branch. So after you get that done, the other thing that we're going to think about in regards to the branch is something called the fourth branch. So think for a second, have you guys ever heard of a fourth branch before? Does this sound familiar? That was your second. If you're thinking, I have no idea, the excellent news is that we're going to learn about it this week. So after this week, you'll know everything there is to know about the fourth branch. So when you hear the term fourth branch, this refers to a group or groups that influence the three branches of government, but it's not mentioned in the Constitution. So this is not something like we have been looking at that's been mapped out. This is something that's been created out of people's roles in dealing with our government and in working with these branches. So the fourth branch consists of groups like the media, public interest groups, but most importantly, it's us. We are the fourth branch. We are the people. So this is kind of where our influence on these branches go. So this week we're going to do a broad kind of read through over on this branch. Next week we'll take a closer look at the role of media and work a little bit with propaganda. But for the most part, we're just looking for the overall influence on this branch. You guys will have a PowerPoint activity to read through it. As always, if you have any questions at all, let me know. We will discuss it. Please check into office hours from 10 to 12. If that doesn't work for you, we will find a different time. And to those who have already checked in last week, thank you very much. So if you have not checked in with me yet, I just want to have a quick chat kind of about the way things are going. And just how we feel about the information that we're moving through. So please make it a point to come in and see me. And by come in, I mean the computer. Thank you. One other thing I want to discuss, and I'll also put this in an announcement, is in the middle of our virtual learning, I know it kind of changes the way that we're getting information. It does put us on our computers and the internet a little bit more. When we are getting answers or trying to write down some research, even if it's a worksheet or what have you, make sure that you guys are putting everything in your own words. I understand the temptation to kind of just find an answer and then copy and paste it and put it down. But the most important element in all of the work that we're doing is your opinion and the way that you think about everything that we're going through. So make sure that you're using your own words. Your voice is what makes this work unique. It's what makes this work interesting. So don't be afraid to try to explain things and not sound like an expert, because you don't have to be an expert, but you are an individual with your own thoughts, and that's really what I want to see coming out of this work. So try really hard to avoid trying to copy and paste anything. That's not really good. That's just not what we're looking for. And I know you guys have a lot of interesting things to say, so feel free to use your information and your brain and your insight, because that's what makes it special. Again, office hours 10 to 12. Please let me know if you need anything or if you have any questions about what is going on. I look forward to talking to you guys this week. Have a wonderful Monday, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.